Alright, so chapter 128, or excuse me, 29 of Chainsaw Man just came out, and it's a pretty short chapter. Took me about 90 seconds to read it. So, Denji and Mitaka gets out of hell through a doorway, and they're being chased by this tentacle monster. Um, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Let me pull up a screenshot. So it's like it got like tentacles, and then it got a nipple with a spike at the end. So I don't know what kind of devil this is supposed to be. But yeah, anyways, Denji and Mitaka gets on the motorcycle, and I think Mitaka turns it into a chainsaw. And yeah, that's about the chapter. So previously I said that I thought we're gonna get a whole arc in hell with Asa and Denji. I was pretty much wrong on literally all of my predictions. Um yeah, I'm pretty sad about that. But so I guess like them having to survive till the sunrise means they're gonna do it in the real world. So the previously I said that it would be interesting to see like how time in hell works, like as in daytime, nighttime. So I guess that doesn't matter anymore. Hmm, I wonder how the existing devils are gonna come for them, because they're already devils in the real world. So I wonder if it's gonna be like them getting a message to all go after Asa, or like there are gonna be a bunch of other doorways to hell opening, and then the devils from hell goes to the real world to chase down Asa. Let me see. What else about this chapter? Mm, so in the beginning of this chapter, Yoru kind of tells Asa to kill Denji while he's, injured. But I wonder how does she plan on doing that, right? Because there's really no way for Denji to be killed that we know of that Asa can do, right? Because even if you like injure Denji physically, he just needs to pull on the chainsaw cord and then get a little bit of blood, and then he can revive. So I wonder how Yoru was planning on Asa to kill him. Let me see if da da da. Yeah, because like Denji's injuries, like he's been beheaded, he's been bisected. So I don't think Asa can kill him, even if she wanted to. Let me see. Du. But yeah, I really enjoyed the silent moment in the next panels, just to kind of show, like, without dialogue, Mitaka's thought process. I like that a lot. Um, I always enjoyed when, when like characters don't need to say everything they're thinking. Like, how in One Piece, the characters be like, they just scream out their whole thought. And then sometimes I think that's unnecessary. So I really enjoyed that. And the monologue after that was pretty good as well. with Mitaka begrudgingly admitting that Chainsaw Man is inspiring her to live. And this may be my favorite line of dialogue in the recent chapters. Mm. And we're continuing this character arc with Mitaka's self worth and self esteem, and I enjoyed it a lot. Um, so far though, just part two in general, I actually really like Asa a lot, but I feel Yoru's part in the story is a bit lackluster, I would say, because we don't really see a lot of weaknesses out of her, right? It's like she's clumsy, she's, kind of goofy, but otherwise we don't really get a lot of emotional turmoil with her. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm enjoying this character arc for Asa quite a bit. Oh, here's a better picture of the nipple monster. Let me grab a screenshot of that. I'm genuinely very confused on what this is. And we'll probably come back to this later, but yeah, we don't see a form of the nipple monster. Well, I don't even know if I should be calling it nipple monster, but that's what it reminds me of right now. I think it's probably the same entity as this guy from the previous chapter. He has no eyes or a nose. But we don't see any tentacles from coming out of the sky. So it's hard to decipher what I'm looking at. Let me write some stuff down. Maybe she could transform Denji into a weapon, and can ooh she yeah, I guess that makes sense, I think, but because she tried it on Denji previously, right, to turn him into a weapon, but it's like Asa and Yoru, they have no idea that Denji and Chainsaw Man are the same entity right now. But on the other hand, it's like they really have no reason to they don't have no reason to believe that Chainsaw Man is like Asa's property right now. So I think, like turning him into a weapon would make the most sense, but it's like there's no reason to believe that it could work on him at this stage. But yeah, this fucking guy with the, let's see, caterpillars have this freaky legs. Do they? I'm not familiar with caterpillars. I'll be honest, I just don't look at like, I avoid looking at caterpillars because they're, you know, very creepy. Caterpillar tentacles. Um, you know what? That could be it. I can't really tell at the moment. Um, the There's a picture of a caterpillar. I can't really see what's going on with their tentacles. Mm, Yeah, let's see. Where can I read that? It's out on the official Manga Plus page. If you type in honestly, if you type in like just type in Chainsaw Man 129, it should show up on Google. But the website for that is mangaplus.shueisha.jp or .co.jp. Yeah, caterpillars. That's interesting. Caterpillar tentacle close up. I heard some people say that it could be the leech from the beginning of Chainsaw Man Part 1, because we're kind of recycling through the previous devils in Part 2, right? We got the Bat Devil, we got the what you call it? We got the Hurricane Devil, we got the Eternity Devil. So I don't think it's a stretch to think that the Leech Devil is gonna come back. But I read through the chapters for the Leech Devil earlier, and its tentacle don't look the same. Like it don't have a spike on it, and he had like one singular tentacle. Well, it's not really a tentacle. It's like his tongue or sucking. So I don't really, I wouldn't, I don't think it's the Leech Devil, but I think the Caterpillar Devil might make a lot of sense. Let me pull up some pictures of the close-ups of their tentacles. Ba-ba-ba. Some stock photos. Here's another one. Let me make that bigger. Ooh, that's tiny. Teeny tiny. Yeah, it makes sense, but it's like their tentacles aren't, you know, long. Like it's not a it's a leg, it's not a tentacle. Hmm, does does this guy's face look like a caterpillar though? Let me look up like the head of a caterpillar and what it looks like. Ooh, caterpillar head. Google keeps showing me like these little cartoon clip photos of these cute caterpillar heads. I don't want that. I want the real thing. Uh, you know what? The guy's head, it doesn't look a whole lot like a caterpillar's head. But then again, the guy's head is like a human head for the most part. So I could see it. I think a caterpillar is probably our best guess for now. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like some other insect or even like a sea creature, but caterpillar is probably it's a good guess. Did I spell caterpillar right? Oh no, it's not. It's a okay, I think I did. I used to spell it like caterpillar with like CATA, but then Google taught me how to spell. Mm, but yeah, Freaky Devil. That's the first that's chasing them. And it's strong enough that Denji can't get away from it from the looks of it. He's not using his he's not using his spider chain as far as we know. He's just jumping. So maybe it slipped his mind how to use it. Or maybe it's just that he's not using it because the chains might hurt Asa and he's carrying her. because when you use the Spider-Man chainsaw move, you need to like extend your hands to be chainsaws. But here Denji's like carrying her, so he can't with his hands, so he can't really do that without cutting her up. But yeah, let's move on from this disgusting thing. But yeah, then Denji commits thievery from stealing this guy's bike. Uh, he didn't take the woman's bike because it's a woman, and Denji is a famous feminist of our time. And you know what? I think this guy might be my favorite side character already in the whole series. There's something about this guy that like speaks to me. He's I don't know. I have I have a attraction towards this guy, not like physically, you know, but I like this guy a lot. Ooh, what a handsome young lad. I hope he returns. He's not like killed next chapter. I hope he comes back every chapter. This is easily one of my favorite street characters outside of the burger from Kobeni's Burger Shop. Mm, but yeah, he gets his bike stolen, and then we're not Denji, Mitaka uses her control powers, not control her war powers to turn the bike into a chainsaw. So I think at this point, after this encounter, right, Denji has to know that Mitaka isn't special anymore. Or she is special. She isn't like a normal person. Because last time in the aquarium, she did her she performed her powers out of Denji's sight. Like Denji was hanging out with the penguin, and then she did what she did. But here he heard her use her abilities, and then his freaking bike turned into a chainsaw. So I wonder how, you know, I wonder if like he's gonna be ignorant to her powers still after this, because there's no way, right? He has to know. Um, but yeah, it's a pretty quick chapter. Finished it. How about that monster is a scorpion? You know what? That's a good point. That's but I feel a scorpion's tail is like a lot bigger than what is shown to us, right? Where is it? You know what? A scorpion's thing is tail is not as big as I thought. Let me pull up the thing. Da, da, da. Which one was it? So that's a scorpion's tail. It's it could be, but it's not like I don't know, cause the tentacle we have is like not bendy, right? There's no joints between the tentacles. It's like it's like a lump of flesh. It's like veiny, right? Mm, I don't know. I think a caterpillar is more likely than the scorpion, but I would still put it on my consideration list. Let me see. But yeah, and there's also like the guy, the devil's appearance, right? That's not a scorpion. I do wonder what the shoulder pad things are. Is that like maybe a beetle? It reminds me of like a beetle's wings. Hmm. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if like we were never told what kind of devil this is. Because Fujimoto does kind of throw stuff out sometimes without explaining. Like when Makima introduced her horde of Chainsaw Man worshippers. Like we were never told what any of them are. They were just introduced and then we never saw them again. Even in the last battle, they were kind of just there. Or maybe they got like blown up when Kishibe's squad blew up her apartment. We don't know. Da, da, da. But yeah, back to the important part of the chapter, which is the guy and the bike. Easily, easily my favorite side character ever. There's something. This guy just. I hope he lives a long life, man. There's, I have a special feeling about this guy that he's gonna be a recurring character. I love this guy already. He had like one line of dialogue, but I feel something from him. Something about this guy just resonates with me. But yeah, I wonder if the motorcycle bike is a reference to something. Because this seems a bit. I don't know, but it's because it's like when you were a child. This is like the kind of thing that you think about. You know when you're like looking out the window and you're in the car, and then like you just imagine there's like a ninja guy running along the buildings out the window. This is like in the realm of that kind of imagination. I wonder if motorcycle chainsaws are a thing in other cartoons or Power Ranger thing. Motorcycle chainsaw. Mm, let me see. There's a chainsaw powered by a or a motorcycle powered by a chainsaw. I don't see anything with like that replaces the wheels with the chainsaw. There's Dead Rising 2 where the chainsaws are on the side of the motorcycles, but not like in front of it. So that when you drive through a horde of zombies, you can bisect them as you're diving them. Oh, I haven't played Dead Rising 2 in like 10 years. Oh my god. What a great game. The top 50 zombie game of all time. He's gonna take back the bike. Oh yeah, yeah. I would love it if like next chapter he's just on his feet chasing after them with the bike. Uh yeah, I love this guy already. This guy's gonna be like a top 15 popularity poll next time. I can feel it already. He's gonna be the Kobeni's car of part two. Mm, but yeah, I think the bikes actually speaks a lot about Fujimoto's preferences. Cause the first bike, right? It was a more modern bike with when a woman's riding on it. That's like a more modern sports bike. I don't know the term. I don't ride bikes because riding bikes in America is a bit dangerous. But yeah, I think this speaks to a lot about Fujimoto's aesthetics, right? Because Denji rejects the more modern bike, and then he settles for the Harley kind of bike with more visible mechanical parts exposed, which is kind of like a lot like the design of a lot of the designs that Fujimoto likes, right? Because if you think about like all the devils, all the hybrids, like Quan Chi and Denji and all of them, they all got like a lot of exposed armor and mechanical parts. So this is more Fujimoto's style. Mm, yeah, another thing I love is like how unconcerned a lot of the bystanders are when there's like crazy things happening around them. She's just like, well, she's looking very unbothered with just one drop of sweat, even though there's like tentacle monsters and then a guy with a chainsaw as a head flying around them. It's not like they're, John Wick levels of unbothered, but it's like there's a I would even say it's like more realistic in that there's a sense of like a freeze before the panic. It's like when you're on the street, right, and if you see something horrendous, the first thing you do might not necessarily to be panicking. It might be just to be like freezing to try and process what you're looking at. Whereas I feel a lot of other media just have people running. It's like, oh no, and screaming and running for like instantly. Let me think what else about this chapter. But yeah, overall, pretty short chapter. As for predictions, I don't really know what predictions I can make about this chapter or about the future chapters, right? Because last time I made a prediction, I was wrong about literally everything. So, you know what? But we're not afraid to be wrong. So we'll make some more predictions. Da, da, da. Um, Let me think. This guy's gonna be a first prediction. This guy's gonna be a recurring character. I misspell recurring. I love this guy with a passion. If I get a chance to vote for the next popularity poll, this guy's gonna be on the top of that list. I think for sure that are gonna happen is that other devils are also gonna attack Denji, right? Because they're gonna have to survive until the sunrise. So, this is so obvious. I shouldn't even have to write it. But I need to write stuff to make myself seem smart. So might as well include it. Other devils gank Denji. Da, da, da. But yeah, this is one of the shorter chapters. It's not a whole lot. Well, there's also Asa speaking Pochita's catchphrase when asking for help, and which is the "Save Me, Chainsaw Man," which is also the title of the chapter because she says that, and it's kind of a continuation for Makima's. I guess Makima's misunderstanding of the phrase, right? Because Denji's not gonna. Oh, you know what? Because Makima previously said like anyone that asks for that gets killed later. So I was gonna say it might be like a foreshadowing for Denji killing Asa, but I feel that's a bit too much. I don't think Fujimoto's gonna do that. I think it's just a fun callback to previously menacing statement. Because it was, as far as we know, it's not even like Pochita's intention to kill others, right? He just wanted to hug them, but he got so many chainsaw on him that he just kills them as a consequence of hugging. But that always came off a bit weird to me because after like the first five people that you hugged and killed, you might you might just learn that your hugs kill people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and Pochita's not like a Pochita seems like a pretty rational person, right? At least in Denji's mind. So maybe when he turns into Big Chainsaw, he gets his rationality gets like reduced. But then when he was pretending to be Denji, he was having like full on conversations with Makima. So it's like I don't know what's happening with Pochita's mind as far as that goes. Da. But yeah, overall pretty good chapter. Pretty good chapter. It's a little short, and then there is a break next week. So next chapter is coming out 2 weeks from now, which is the 23rd. Let me write that down just for like a visual reminder. And then the sad face because I want next chapter to be next week. So it is. I wonder if the experience is better if you read it like if you binge it instead of reading it week by week. Because I was reading it since the first chapter, and so even in part one, some chapters kind of felt slow to me. So I wonder if the experience is like way better. Because some manga are just better if you read it like if you just binge it from chapter one to like the current chapter, right? Especially for like longer running series like One Piece, it's way better. Some of the arcs, if you read it week by week, you're just not gonna be interested in it. And I think that's the same for Attack on Titan. I binged Attack on Titan uh pretty sometime last year. Like I read it before, I watched it before, but I felt I couldn't handle like the week by week, or not week by week, because Attack on Titan was a monthly manga, so I couldn't handle the monthly wait. So I just waited till the series finished and then read the whole thing, which was a better experience for me. But that might also be because like back in the day, we had the unofficial fan translations, and sometimes their scans are just really bad. But yeah, but let me see. But yeah, to finish off the stream, maybe I'll just do like a recap and then do like bullet points of things I liked or things I thought that were important. Ba. Maybe I'll keep the title. Let's see. Key takeaways from this chapter. Ooh, what did I click on? It's not the brush I wanted. Takeaways. You see the shoes, and no one has black shoes besides Kishibe. You know what? I doubt Kishibe is gonna be another chainsaw, right? Because if it was Kishibe, he has no reason to hide himself from Denji, right? And then Kishibe, when he fought Quan Chi's harem of lesbians, they also said like his body is pretty weak from years of sacrificing himself to, his contracts. So it's like I don't. So for the second chainsaw, we don't know like the conditions that made him another chainsaw man. And Kishibe, it's like he's an old man. It's like why would a chainsaw attach himself to Kishibe? That's my thought on it. I don't think it's Kishibe, and I think it'd be like really disappointing to see Kishibe return this way instead of just being himself. And I would say that for just about any existing characters from part one. Like when Kobeni returns, I wouldn't want her to be like disguised as someone else. I want her to just be her. And I'm actually struggling to come up with like a list of characters that could return from part one, because literally like all of them are dead. So that's not a good. I guess aside from Kishibe and Kobeni, I guess there's like maybe Angel. I don't know if he's alive because I think he's still alive. I'm not sure because he was like one of Makima's you know puppets. Well, I guess all the hybrids might return. Quan Chi and Reze. But yeah, anyways, key takeaways of this chapter. So I guess the most important thing is, or the thing I got the most from it was Asa's resolve to live. Because previously she was ready to let the falling devil levitate her to hell and die. But now she is willing to live because of how because of Chainsaw Man's. Why, you know what? Let me refresh myself on that, because she said that if a piece of trash like him is allowed to live, then it's okay for her to. So it's coming from like a result of looking down on Chainsaw Man. It's like sometimes like people look at internet celebrities and then they're like, "Oh, this guy is like alive, then I should be too." Someone on the Reddit thread used Nico Avocado as an example. I never really followed him, but he's this mukbang fat man who eats himself to like unhealthy weight. But I heard he's been more healthy lately, so good for him. I was never very into the mukbang community. I do watch a lot of cooking channels on YouTube though. It's just gonna be a new character, nobody we know, would be boring, right? Yeah, I agree. I don't think it should be an existing character from part one. I think in my previous discussions, I think it's gonna be the Agni guy. His name is I know it's like a variation of Agni from Fire Punch, but let me just get a confirmation on this name. I keep forgetting the names of the Devil Hunting Club members. I guess it might be because they haven't shown up for like 20 chapters. Or not 20, 10, because they showed up in the aquarium chapters. And I don't know if it was me, but it's like I just didn't find them interesting. Like the most compelling part of the aquarium mini arc was Denji and Asa's relationship. He But otherwise, I speaking of like not being that interested, I'm actually not that interested in the second chainsaw as a story point altogether. I feel Fujimoto could have done a bit more work building up the fake Chainsaw Man, right? Because outside of the readers, I don't think anyone was aware that there was even a second Chainsaw Man. But yeah, anyways, takeaway from the chapter, we got Asa's character arc of raising her self-esteem, and I guess it's like a bit more of Asa and Yoru and their feelings on sacrifice and killing. Because there is going to be like a central conflict between Asa and Yoru's grudge against Chainsaw Man, right? Because Asa directly opposes Yoru, but like killing Chainsaw Man is Yoru's only goal that we know of so far. What should I call this? Their conflict of interest. I guess it's a good term. And then, so that's going to be interesting to see how it affects their relationship. Um, let's see. Yeah, fake chainsaw arc. I just feel like he's not really the focus of the story. He's kind of just like very, very in the side. Like if Fujimoto never concludes, if he never tells us like who the fake chainsaw is, I don't think I would mind that much. Just because I'm not even that invested in who it is in the first place. That's my thought on that. I guess like before until I see more motivation on the other chainsaw, I don't think I'm gonna be too invested in that. Let's see. But outside of Asa's personal development, I guess, because most of this chapter is kind of action. Well, I guess another thing we can take away is about we got more insight on Denji's abilities. Because here he said like, "Hey, I can't. You might die. I can't get away." And then it's like he said he's tired, which is a weird thing to say because Denji's he's shown like feats of stamina in the past, right? He fought the Eternity Devil for 3 days, so it's like it's barely been. I assume it's like 30 minutes, an hour at most, since he showed up and fought the Falling Devil. So I wonder if there's been a change to Denji's abilities. Or maybe he's just not good at like jumping, right? Because he's jumping across buildings to escape the tentacle devil. So it's like when he fought the Eternity Devil, he's kind of just swinging around. And then he had infinite blood to replenish himself. But you know what? The blood is probably what's happening because he had infinite blood to replenish himself, whereas he just doesn't have blood here. He can't like drink Asa's blood forever. So that's probably what's happening here. Da, da, da. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing we can really take away from this arc. Or not this arc, this chapter. I guess that's it for me today. Mm. Yeah, I'll come back in about 2 weeks because that's when the next chapter is going to be dropped. Yes, yes, yes. All right. That's it for me today. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for showing up. Yeah.